When multiplying fractions, we are going to multiply our numerators, multiply our denominators, and then we are going to simplify. So the first thing that I have is I have 1/2, and I'm going to multiply that by 1/3. And when I multiply, I'm going to have, okay, well, I have 1, because 1 times 1 is 1, and then I'm going to do 2 times 3, which is 6. So my answer becomes 1/6. And if you notice, we're actually getting a smaller number than what we started with. So if I hit a picture of kind of an area model of what this would represent, 1/2 would be right here. And then if I took blue and represented 1/3, I would shade in 1/3 in blue of what my model would be. And then I'm going to look, okay, well, where do those two colors overlap? And they overlap right here. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 pieces now. And I have only one part of those 6 pieces that's shaded in. So my answer when I multiply 1/2 times 1/3 is I'm going to get 1/6. Let's take a look at another example. I have 2 times 3/4, and any whole number can be represented as a fraction with a denominator of 1. So I'm going to write in my denominator of 1, and then I'm going to have 2 times 3, which is going to give me 6, and then I have 1 times 4, which gives me 4. And when I simplify, 4 goes into 6 1 times, and I have 2 left over 4, and that simplifies to 1 and 1/2. So let's take a look at another example. I have 3/5 times 1/2, and if I was even to draw a model of what 3/5 would look like, here's my rectangle that I split into 5 pieces, and I'm going to color in 3 of those to represent my 3/5. And then with the blue, I'm going to represent a 1/2. So just from my model, I can tell that I have 1, 2, 3 sections that are overlapped in the same color. Out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Out of 10 pieces in my entire rectangle. So let's see how far when we multiply our numerators and then multiply our denominators, if we really get 3/10. Well, 3 times 1 is 3. And then 5 times 2 is 10. So I'm actually getting 5/10, which represents and matches my model that I drew. Go ahead and pause the video, and I want you to try this one on your own. And I also want you to try representing it in a modeled picture. So when I take my picture, I'm going to have my rectangle, and I'm going to have 1/3 of my rectangle shaded in. And then I need to draw a 4th. And I'm going to shade in 3 of my 4. And then I need to see what overlaps. So that's 1, 2, 3 are actually overlapping. So I have 3. And well, how many spaces do I have total? Well, I have 4 by 3, so that must be 12 total spaces, which is going to simplify down to 1/4. So let's see if when I actually compute my answer, if that matches. So I'm going to get 1 times 3, which is 3, 3 times 4, which is 12, which simplifies to 1/4. So 1/3 times 3/4 is going to get me 1/4. Go ahead and pause the video, and I want you to try this one on your own. So I'm going to put 4/1 because it's a whole number. I'm going to multiply my numerator, so I get 8. And when I multiply my denominators, I get 3. 3 goes into 8 2 times with 2/3 left over. So my answer is 2 2/3. When I multiply a fraction in a mixed number, I need to put that mixed number into an improper fraction. And to do that, I take my whole number times my denominator. So I have 5 times 4, which is 20. I'm going to add my numerator, which is 2. So I get 22 over 5 because I keep the same denominator. And then I get 1/2. And now I just follow my simple multiplication process of multiply my numerators and then multiply my denominators together. So I will get 1 times 22, which is 2, or 22, and then over 10, which will simplify to 2 2/10, which that 2 2/10 can be rewritten as 2 1/5 as my final answer. Go ahead and pause the video, and I want you to try this one on your own. So the first thing that we need to do is we're going to rewrite our 8 4/9 as a improper fraction, and I'm going to get 76 over 9 times 1/4. Then I'll get 76 over 36. And 36 goes into 76 2 times. And then I have 14 left over. So I have 2 14 36. And that's going to simplify down to 2 7 over 18 as my final answer. For this example, we have 2 parts to our process. I first need to change the 5 1/3 to an improper fraction, and I'm going to get 16 over 3 because 3 times 5 is 15 plus 1 is 16 divided by 3. And then I'm going to have to multiply that by 3 over 1. And I'm going to get 48 over 3. 48, or 3 goes into 48 16 times. So my final answer is 16. Humans sleep about 1/3 of each day. If each year is equal to 365 1/4 days, determine the numbers of days in a year the average human sleeps. So we're looking at 1/3 of each of our days. So in 1 year, I have 365 days and a 4th day. Because of a leap year, there's a 4th. And of tells me that I need to multiply, and then I'm going to take 1/3 of that. So when I multiply, then I'm going to get 365 times 4 plus 1. And I'm going to get 1,461 divided by 4. I'm going to multiply that by 1/3, and I'll get 1,461 divided by 12, which is going to equal 121. And 9/12, which will simplify to 121 and 3/4. So a human sleeps on average 121 and 3/4 days. The house cat has an average lifespan that is 4/5 of a lion's. If the lion's lifespan is 15 years, find the average lifespan of a house cat. So I'm taking 4/5 of my lions, and my lions is 15. So I have 15 times 4/5. And that 15's over 1. So I'm going to get 15 times 4, which is 60, over 5. And when I simplify that, I'm going to get 12. So it's 12 years for the average house cat.